So he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Welcome to the channel and welcome to another Guardians of the Galaxy video. Today's topic is creatures, monsters and enemies that we'll encounter in the world of Guardians on release date. We're a couple of weeks away. We've seen a lot of these before, unless you've not been following the project, and we'll also look at Peter Quill's collection of 80s tracks that you'll be able to activate with the huddle mechanic. So without further ado, let's get into this. So starting off with the creatures, we've got the Metane. Then we've got the weird one, which I can't pronounce properly. It's Money Scubble, Shollock. And sorry if I'm like murdering these names. And then the Voxyplode. They're the creatures you'll encounter. We've seen them in the footage though. I think on this world as well. Then we move on to the monsters. Seen a lot of this monster, the Slack Beast, in some of the footage before the huddle mechanic is activated in the previous. Then it's the Moshinga. They sound very Japanese, like Moshinga. Ogrode. I hate. And then a normal one, a Wendigo. I think the Wendigo is the only one that I've actually not seen in game from the footage that I've looked at. But don't forget the big square of jello. You know, when I actually watched the reveal of this, I was like, this is your enemy type? A big square of jello. You know, the devs just sat in the room and just went, do you know what would be a good enemy type? A big square of jello. Next up is the Nova Corp. We've got the normal ones, the Officer, the Grenadier, and then lastly, the Centurion. They're pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. We've seen them in the footage already. Moving on to Grand Unifier Raker's minions, we have the typical grunts, we have the Unifiers, and we have the Inquisitor. They'll be, we've seen them. It's nothing we haven't already seen. Last up for the enemy types is Lady Hellbender's minions. Now they're typically the same as the churches. You know, you've got your regular grunt, you've got your dodger, and then you've got your heavy. There will be other variants we've seen in Nova Corp. They've got the shielded types, they've got the sniper variants. There's always going to be those similar variants within classes, different enemies from different factions. It's just the way of the nature of these types of games. I hope there's more enemies to come though, because this is kind of minuscule when I think about it, you know? There's Nova Corp, then you got the Church, then you got the Hellraiser. They can't be the only enemies in game, surely. Lastly, we're going to go over the bands that will be activated when you do the huddle mechanic. These are from the 80s. I'm an 80s child myself, so I'm going to enjoy these. I think it's a good thing. I also think it's been inspired by James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where Groot does his little dance routine to Mr. Blue Sky, which, you know, when I watched this at the cinema, I thought it was funny as fuck. So yeah, if you're a streamer, DMCA will be an issue. So you do have the option to actually turn this off, turn the licensed music off. I won't be doing that because I won't be streaming the game. I'll just be enjoying it as I'm murdering my foes. Look at Groot go. So yeah, I don't have the specific tracks. I only have the bands. They haven't actually gave us those, but I know they're gonna be big 80s hits that, you know, if you were around that period, you know what songs. You know, we've got people like Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Rick Astley, Wham, New Kids on the Block, Hot Chocolate, Bonnie Tyler, Aha, Blondie, Kiss, and they've even done a Star-Lord band album as well, which it'll be available on the Milano to buy those tracks as well. So I'm gonna have some fun with this, I think. It's the first time I've seen music incorporated in that way, and it's very to the MCU film. And music is a lot to a lot of people in their lives, so to actually be able to activate a special ability and then just jam away while you're having fun is a great thing to see. I wish more companies would incorporate this kind, but they do, in a sense. They put music in that's either dramatic or, you know, it just gets the blood pumping, you know. But that'll be it for this video. I hope it gave you some value. If it did, be sure to drop a like. It helps the algorithm out and helps other people see these types of videos. Subscribe if you want to see more Guardians of the Galaxy content, as well as many other games coming down the pipeline. And hit the notification bell to know when the next video goes live. And until then, I'll see you next time.